Hey, what's up, YouTube? I am going to do my best to hold this camera super still, but I don't have a holder, it's just my hand. So, just to jump right into it, I'm making this video because in December of 2016, I found a lump on my neck. Spoiler alert, it was thyroid cancer, and that's what that scar's from. I got it removed. And I was just super anxious about it. I was freaking out. As soon as I felt the lump, I assumed it was cancer because my mom had thyroid cancer and her scar was right there. So I just immediately assumed that. I was like 8 months pregnant with my fourth baby, and emotionally I was not doing well. And so I started looking up and Googling stuff, which I do not do anymore, but I am sure there are still people that do that. And I couldn't find encouraging or uplifting information, and that's what I was looking for or hoping to find, and I didn't find any. So I told myself, when I get through this, I'm going to make a video to encourage people that it can turn out okay, it can turn out great, it can turn out better than it was before. Your life can be better than it was before. So try and go through my story quickly. So December I found the lump. January 17th, I had my fourth baby. I was scheduled for I got an ultrasound when he was 4 days old on this, and then I was scheduled for a biopsy on February 2nd. But on February 1st, I had a massive heart attack and coded or died in the ER from that heart attack. It was caused by SCAD, or spontaneous coronary artery dissection. It was related to the pregnancy. It is a rare thing, so if you're pregnant, please don't freak out. But they don't know exactly what causes it, but they do believe that there is a hormonal component to it, which I also believe that had a lot to do with it. Just the way the hormones affect the blood vessels and yada yada. Essentially, my left ascending, so I don't know, my LAD artery dissected, causing a clot and a massive heart attack. I got one stent placed on that one heart attack and was sent home. I ended up getting a pseudoaneurysm from the cath lab. They go up through your groin to place the stent. I was basically bleeding internally in my groin area, or up a little bit higher into my abdomen. Was just in a ton of pain. The aneurysm was actually terrible. Healing from that was worse and in some ways scarier than the actual heart attack, believe it or not. So got treated for that on February 13th, and then went home, had a second heart attack on February 20th. And then got 4 more stents placed. As they placed the stents, it essentially pushed the tear, or they had to chase the tear, and it started moving up towards my left main, which is known as the widowmaker. So I have a total of 4 stents now. Needless to say, I did not get my biopsy on February 2nd. But even with all the heart attack stuff that I had going on, I was still pushing, and I wanted to know, was this stupid lump cancer? And I had people telling me, no, it's not. But I wanted to know. So I can't remember what day the biopsy was, but March 16th, I got a phone call that it was in fact thyroid cancer. And I just, I'm not going to say it wasn't a hard time. It was an extremely hard time. But being on the other side of it now, I couldn't get the surgery until December 5th. The thyroid came out, and I was, again, freaking out, like, oh, the thyroid was working, and now we're going to take out a working part of my body. I'm never going to feel as good as I did with a synthetic hormone as, like, my natural body creating this hormone okay, none of that was true. I feel better on the synthetic hormone than I ever did with my cancerous diseased thyroid. I wish I had pushed the surgery out. They wanted to do it in August, and I made them push it out to December. I wish I had done it in August and just got it over with. I was scared of heart stuff, and I was scared of dying in surgery, basically, and bleeding to death, because now I'm on blood thinners from the heart attacks. So yeah, I know all of that sounds supposed to be encouraging, and all this sounds really terrible. It was a really hard time. I'm not saying that it wasn't hard. But I am going to say that beyond a shadow of a doubt, my life is better now than it was before. I'm so thankful that I went through those things. I'm thankful because I feel like I have been given a gift of a better perspective on what life really is, that it's not permanent, it's temporary, and it's so fleeting and fragile, really. And so I just want to encourage anybody who maybe you just had a SCAD heart attack and you're so anxious, you feel like you're never going to be able to get out of bed or do anything. I mean, I was petrified of taking a shower because my heart rate would go up and I would think, oh, my vessels can't handle the pressure, my blood pressure is going up from the hot water and I can't breathe and I'm going to die right now. It was bad. I was scared all the time and I thought this was going to be my new life. I'm never going to be normal again. I'm never going to be the mom that my kids need. And all of those things were lies. I am a believer. I do believe in God, and I relied heavily on Him in that time, and I rely heavily on Him now. And I don't know how anybody could get through this stuff without believing that there's more after life, that we were created and not just, I don't even know, popped out of the mud. I don't know. All of this just to say, it does get better. It is hard, but you can get through it. Thankfully, I have a huge community of family and friends around me that supported me and helped me. And if you don't have that, yes, it would be like astronomically harder to get through something like this without a great support system. I have one. So I guess my advice would be build one as soon as you can. Start calling on people. Ask for help. Get help. The emotional work is just as hard, if not harder, than the physical work. Cardiac rehab was so good for me, so huge, helped me get so much confidence back and find joy and like just physically feeling good and having confidence in my heart again and my body to be able to do things. And as far as like the thyroid thing goes, you know, I think sometimes what was hard about it was like people would kind of just shun it, like, oh, it's just thyroid cancer, big deal. I'm actually in isolation right now from the radiation pill that I had to take. And just if anybody is wondering, first of all, the dose that I had was like literally 20% of what most people have. I guess most people have 150 millicuries and I only had 30. So I didn't have any symptoms other than the fact that all my bruises from the blood thinners turned this really distinct yellow color, which I actually think was the iodine. I felt pretty crappy the first day, but I don't know. I think it was probably the anxiety that I had leading up to this stupid pill. And I was so much happier when it was over. And so I think that's why I wanted to make this video, was because, and I'm already like 9 minutes over what I wanted it to be, but anyway, because I feel like I'm praying that this radiation, this isolation time, this is the end of my cancer journey. And I'm praying and hoping that I will not have to revisit that aspect of my life. I'll have to do labs and check up on things forever. And I think sometimes I get mad about that, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to take this pill. Sometimes I forget to take my pill and then I get annoyed, like, why does this have to be my life? Why do I have to take the pill? But you know what? Like, that right there can serve as a reminder that your bodies are not perfect. We are in a world where we are not going to stay forever. We are going to pass. And so even just that pill that you take every morning can be a reminder of a good thing, that there is a promise for us in heaven and our bodies are just tents. not where we will live forever. So I don't know if this is encouraging to anybody. I'm praying that somebody out there is encouraged. And if there's any questions, I guess you can comment, and I will do my best to answer them. But if you have had a SCAD heart attack, or you do have thyroid cancer, or you're any of those things, or even maybe you have something else going on with your physical body, I guess my goal is just to encourage that you can come out on the other side of it better than where you were before it happened. I'm not sure if any of this made sense. I kind of just rambled, but I think I'm just going to wrap it up there. And thanks so much for watching. And please, if you see this and think of anybody that may be encouraged, I pray that you would just share this with them, send it to them. And because I know that when I was in a really low spot, I needed to hear or see somebody that was doing well. I didn't need to hear any more stories about something bad happening. I needed to know that, like, hey, it can get better, and you're gonna be okay. And well, you can't make promises like that, but I just needed to find somebody that was doing well. And so I am doing really well. I am super thankful for all that I've been through. And yeah, so please share this with them. And if you're the person that needs encouragement, my advice would be ask for help, build a community, get support. And if you don't believe in Jesus, you better start. Thanks, bye.